Hey guys, welcome to Troy Time. Check it out. Today we're going to talk about a super simple and super inexpensive off-grid home security system, okay? It's got three components to it. They work well together. They're easy to install, easy to use, and that's what we're going to talk about coming up next. Okay, so as you know, we talk about the 1 month mentality, okay? I want everyone to be prepared for 1 month of chaos, all right? That means no access to gas stations, no access to grocery stores, and no access to emergency services, right? So things like, police, fire, and ambulance, right? So you want to be particularly security minded, I guess, during that time, all right? And so most home alarm systems, like maybe you have a home alarm system, right? So most home alarm systems have a battery backup that lasts about a week. So if we're concerned about a month's worth of chaos, just at the point in time where you're really going to want that system to be working, week 2, week 3 of chaos, it's not going to be there for you. So what we have here is a complete little system. So I'm always interested in options that are great for everyone, right? So we could get something complex where we're using our solar panels to power a Ring camera system with the internet and the whole deal. That's not what this video is about. This is about keeping it simple and having just root fundamental security that everyone can use, that's easily deployed, and you can deploy it when you need it and then bring it back in once it's no longer a concern, okay? So let's talk about some of these. Some of these you've probably seen and some you might not have. So let's talk about, okay, first up. Outside, solar powered lights, okay? Motion detector lights, okay? These two, I've seen these this is easy basics. I've seen these, I think I got both these for like 11 bucks. I've seen them go up to like 50 bucks or whatever, but you're gonna want, take advantage of the sales. This doesn't have to be this brand, but you want something, this has got a nice big solar panel on the back, right? And it makes a lot of light, okay? And so something like this outside is gonna be, it's gonna act like a deterrent. So if thieves are scoping your house or whatever, and they see that you've got lights up, they'll likely just move on to the next house, right? At least there's some deterrence value there. Also, there's a safety value for you. If you're coming in from outside and you are fumbling at your front porch for your keys for 60 seconds, all that's vulnerable time for you. So having a light there so you can just instantly get your keys, get in your house, that's where you're vulnerable outside like that. So having that ability to be able to see right at your porch, right at your front steps, back steps, wherever you want to put these, that's an important thing as well. So these are just super handy to have. Obviously, it's going to be a deterrent. It's going to be helpful for you as well. Okay, these are pretty obvious. Don't have to say too much about these. But look for whatever brand gives a good amount of light and doesn't cost too much. Okay, like I say, I think I got both of these for, I want to say it was $11. Yeah, the other point about these is that you don't have to permanently install these, okay? You could put these up with zip ties, right? You can put these wherever you want. You could just lay them out, timed to railing on your porch. These can just easily be put out anywhere you like, and then they can bring them back in, snip the zip ties, bring them back in once the event is over, okay? All right, guys, this one I love, okay? This is a threshold alarm, okay? A breach alarm. This is a door and window alarm, okay? These things are awesome. I got this one at the dollar store. The dollar store sells these for $1.25, okay? Also, you can get them I've got some from Amazon as well. I think you can get a 3-pack for like 10 bucks, right? So these are awesome. So let me tell you, obviously, like most alarm systems, that's what you have. You have a breach alarm on your doors and windows, right? So your powered alarm has that, but it's not going to be there, 3 weeks into a power outage, right? So, but this can absolutely take that place. Or maybe you don't have an alarm system, so you could build one super cheap this way, right? But this in particular, this one here, man, I love this. So, this is very, very loud, right? You can put these on, yes, your front door, your back door, that kind of thing. But also think about this, two other items you might not have thought of. If you've got, well, actually 3. So I would say like this, like I have a home alarm system. I'm sure many of you do. Do you have one on your fence? Because you could have one for $1.25. Do you have one on your shed? Because you could have one for $1.25, right? And then also if you've got, like, let's say you've got something expensive, maybe you have a very expensive bicycle in your backyard, right? And you could just tie a string to it, put it onto this, and have like a tripwire. If that bicycle gets moved, then the alarm goes off, right? And maybe the bicycle is not the best example, but you're 3 weeks into a blackout. Maybe you keep your generator out there. You've got a gas generator, right? That might be hard. What are you going to secure that to? That could be tough, right? But putting something there so that you can tell if it gets moved, or maybe a solar panel or something like that. So any sort of valuable item that's outside, you can tie a string to it. This doesn't even have to be right next to it. This could be 20, 30 feet away with a string tripwire going to this that pulls this little thing out. And then you got an alarm for any sort of valuable thing that you want to try and alarm, okay? Okay, also with this, apart from securing your doors and windows, the actual breach, okay, let's just talk about a little bit of the psychology. You can set this up like at your front porch before the actual door is breached, okay, or in your yard or in your sidewalk coming to your front porch. And that's super huge from a deterrent standpoint, because let me talk about the psychology in just a moment. So if you're a thief or burglar or person with ill intent and you are approaching a house, you haven't yet jumped off the diving board. You haven't done anything illegal. You're approaching a house and an alarm goes off. Most people at that point, they're not invested. They haven't done anything. They'll just leave. They're like, oh, screw this, I'm out of here, right? Whereas you can put one on your door and that will alert you when someone comes in. But once someone has breached your door, they've already committed that crime. They're already in, they've got an investment, they're a risk. So they're likely to, they might be deterred, but they're just as likely to come in and try and grab what they can or do whatever they can before they leave. Since they've already taken a risk, they're looking to get some benefit back from that, right? So by having, what I'm trying to say is by having this perimeter alarm, little tripwire set up like in front before they actually breach your front door, that's going to be a large deterrent. It really is. It's going to help keep people away, and it's also going to draw attention to them. If they had the intent of trying to jimmy the lock or pick the lock or whatever, they're not going to be doing it while the alarm's sitting there going off, because there'll be all attention on them. And if you got the light on them too, if there's a light on them and an alarm on them, they're not going to sit there at your front door. Okay, so that's why all these work really well in conjunction with each other. Okay. Okay. So real quick, I just wanted to show you how this works, just in case you've never seen one. So they both have like a sticky tape on the back, so you can just press them up wherever you need. This little thin part might go on the door, and this little thick part might go on the threshold by the door. As long as these two things are together, then the alarm is safe. But once this breaks, and that's loud, guys. Okay, that's loud. So that's how that works. These are even great. They're so small, so compact, and so inexpensive. These are even great in a go bag. Like if you're out in the woods or whatever and you wanted to do a perimeter alarm, one of these with, spool of fishing line, you're good to go. You can set up a nice perimeter with that, okay? So these are just super handy, super cheap. I recommend picking up several. Okay, before I leave this alarm, the one I forgot to mention is the garage door, okay? Majority of professional thieves enter homes through the garage, and there's probably no alarm on your garage door right now, but you could have one for $1.25, right? Or $3, or something like that. So you just put this up on your garage door, and then you'll have an alarm for that breach point. Also on the door that leads in from your garage to your home. Okay, so these are super helpful. All right, so this is a Sabre personal alarm, okay? Generally the thoughts behind this are like the woman would have one of these, and if she gets grabbed, she yanks this cord and then the alarm goes off, okay? That's okay, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but, and I don't like this for a threshold alarm because the pull pressure on this is very strong, whereas this has a much better sensitivity. But what I do like about this is that this has a motion sensor. Okay, so that's really good. And this is a very loud alarm. Okay, I need to put a battery in this one. I apologize, but yeah, I don't have a battery in this one. But so imagine now you have a three-pronged cohesive system here that's just about as good as what I have in my house right now as an alarm system. I've got lights and motion activated lights. You've got door and window alarms, right? And then if a person enters your home and maybe they didn't enter through a door or one of the places that was alarmed, you can put this, for instance, like if your bedroom is back through a hallway, put this in the hallway, right? So you know when someone's coming towards your bedroom. Maybe they didn't enter through a door. Maybe they crawled in through a window. Maybe they were inside already. There's a lot of different things. Or if your bedroom's upstairs, you put this on pointing down the stairs. Some of these things might be a little bit easy to defeat, right? How are you going to defeat a motion sensor from 30 feet away? Are you going to MacGyver a smoke screen or something? This is a really good thing to have on hand, right? Now would be a good time to say, let me make sure I'm vague enough to where you want to have a primary defensive tool, okay? We'll call it that for the sake of the venue that we're on. And all of these things give you the time to access your primary defensive tool and to use it, okay? So let's say your breach alarm goes off for your house, maybe you're in your bedroom, maybe you grab your primary defensive tool, right? But when you're getting ready to possibly have to use it is when the alarm's happening that they're coming into the hallway towards the bedroom or whatever, So I don't want to get too dark with stuff, but having something like this is going to be very hard to defeat. This is going to be very loud. This is going to be a great three-pronged approach. All three of these together synergistically are just a really good alarm system for super cheap. I mean, you could get all this for, you know, 25 bucks maybe, something like that, depending on the lights that you get. But yeah, three-pronged approach. So you got the motion sensor light outside, breach alarm, perimeter alarm, and personal item alarm, and a motion sensor that you could put right outside the door of your bedroom, right? So that's, I think, just a super way to go. All three of those together, I think, make a really good system for super cheap. So I want to just put that out for people. Great stuff to have on hand. If lights go out for, say, a month, you've got something that's going to give you a lot of peace of mind, help you sleep easy, and help you have time to react should something occur, right? So that's what we got for today. This is Troy Time. Hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.